What? Who? Huh? Hmm? Is that Nina?
Wow, what a beautiful lady.
Oh my god, she is. Hey, well, well, well. Look who it is, once again. This guy. Me? You? Yeah, you. Look at me. You want some Monster? You want episode 41 of Monster? Yeah? That's cool, man. That's real good. Because I'm gonna give it to you. I'm gonna give you episode 41 of Monster. That's right. Previously, on episode 40, we met a new character called Grimmer. Mr. Grimmer. He says he's or was a spy, apparently. Now works for some sort of newspaper, I think, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm not misremembering. On his way, while investigating Kinderheims, orphanages, on his way to Prague, he met Tenma and helped him out. He is very capable, as expected from a spy. He also almost seemed too capable. He immediately recognized Tenma. He helped him out, immediately recognized when the train ticket guy, conductor guy saw through Tenma's fake passport. A very good ally to have, although we don't really know if he's going to be an ally just yet. At the end of last episode, Mr. Grimmer, said goodbye to Tenma after helping him and met this guy who, the director supposedly of 511 Kinderheim, and asked him what he thought about, the abuse of the children. I would imagine we're gonna continue on from there, but I suppose we'll see. Let's just get into it, shall we?
There's this very special orphanage located in East Berlin, right? It was an experimental lab where the staff did personality corrections on the children that were housed there. It was called 511 Kinderheim.
Kinderheim!
There, Mr. Biermann?
Mr. Biermann, yes.
You should know all about the abuse that went on there. Just what were you trying to achieve in those experiments back in East Berlin? At 511 Kinderheim. Care to explain it to me?
I do wonder what happened in there. Have I missed a single episode where I haven't done that? I don't think I have, right? Maybe I didn't do it in the very beginning, but I will always do that. The ghost of 511. Let me write this down.
You're both a psychologist and a psychiatrist. You used to work for the Internal Affairs Ministry, focusing on personality programming, a form of brainwashing. You see, that's what got me.
That's the thing?
Leave me alone. I don't know what you're talking about. Just go away.
So, where did you hide the records? You know, the results of your experiments at 511 Kinderheim. Now, I've heard all the usual rumors that when the Berlin Wall was destroyed, a countless number of secret documents disappeared. And there's a theory that they were sent to the Soviet Union by train via Romania. While en route, there was a revolution in Romania, the Ceausescu government fell, and supposedly the German documents were lost. But I have a feeling that the data concerning 511 Kinderheim was not among those lost papers, because you, sir, are a true academic. You're devoted to research. Data and statistics are far more important to you scholarly types than life itself. You wouldn't let go of something that important, would you? I'd sure like to see that data. Must be interesting.
There's nothing.
What were you hoping to accomplish there? At your lab at 511 Kinderheim?
Go away.
Your experiments, were they really successful?
I wonder, why is he investigating this? Why is he so on this 511 Kinderheim shit, right? Could it be that maybe his child? I mean, he did say that his child died, right? So could it be that maybe because he was a spy or something, he often worked away from his family, and then maybe the mother had died because the mother was essentially an only parent, let's say, kind of, because he was always away from home. And then when the mother died, the child was automatically put into foster care or like orphanage, right? Because he's not around. Maybe maybe they couldn't even have him officially on the family register or something, because if he's a spy for the country or whatever, right? Who knows? The child maybe goes and is put into an orphanage, which happened to be 511 Kinderheim, right? And now he's kind of like investigating what happened.
It must have given you so much pleasure to use children as human guinea pigs. Your experiment. It failed, didn't it? In 1985, 511 Kinderheim burned to the ground. And according to the rumors surrounding that tragedy, the children of the orphanage killed each other.
At the time, I was no longer director of that facility. The incident does not involve me at all.
I see. Lucky you, you were able to escape death. Now the director right after you wasn't so lucky. He was the first one killed in the rampage.
That catastrophe never would have occurred if I had still been there. I assure you my experiment was a success.
Oh, so now it seems you're admitting to it. You're telling me the experiment went well, so I shouldn't need proof, right? Experimental data from your time as director of 511 Kinderheim is still intact somewhere.
Careful, you're treading on dangerous territory right now. Who knows what could happen?
That almost sounds like a threat. You should know I'm not afraid of taking risks.
Get lost.
Sorry, I'm gonna follow you everywhere until I get the information I'm after.
We've been looking for you. You were gone a long time. Hey, who's that guy with you?
Him? Forget about him, he's nobody. Come along, let's go home. Walk away, leave this alone.
I don't think that's gonna happen, mate. Old guy.
Who is it?
You have a delivery from Mr. Pedrov, sir.
Mr. Pedrov? Sure, give me a minute.
Bomb? 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 Or not? You fucking saw that coming.
Corner rooms with a bad view are convenient. Wow, it's been a hell of a morning. I almost didn't make it out here. Yeah, a couple of strange men showed up at my hotel room. Watching your grandchildren play. This is wonderful.
I love how casual he is. Gotta love seeing like a competent, skilled character doing whatever he wants.
I saw you when you came out the front door and thought to myself, he has a lot of space. I'll bet you have nice big rooms. Upkeep must be difficult. And rent's expensive, isn't it? Spending the whole day at a cafe, taking walks and playing with your grandchildren, all the while maintaining this leisurely lifestyle without working. So I wondered, where do you get the money to afford this? You must have sold something. Maybe the data to your failed experiment?
Retirement fund, dude. I thought he was like a psychologist and a psychiatrist and working for essentially what was a government-funded project. Of course he would have a retirement plan, right? I mean...
Did you get a good price?
I told you it was a success.
That's all the more reason for it to get a good price.
Just leave me alone. I have nothing to say to you. Now go.
There they are again. Earlier he was at the movies with those two, and now they're all eating parfait. Each time they look different. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I didn't even notice. What?
It can't be.
What? Is he like still experimenting? Is that the point? This could be a trap. You're too obvious.
Huh? Hi. This is Mr. Pedrov's home, right? May I come inside?
That's what I said when I was fucking your mom last night.
Hey there.
This is a trap. No child. First off, I don't care that this is like 1995 or early 2000s or whatever the fuck the year is in the show. I don't care, right? But like, no child would open the door to some random guy and then just let them inside. You know? Absolutely fucking not. That's just unrealistic. There's no way they would. Which means this is a trap. The children were told to let him in. Why do they all look the same? Like frowning and shit. What? Huh? Who? Huh? Huh?
This is horrible. I know what he's up to. He's doing it again. Right here. He's trying to replicate the very same experiment.
You know, the problem is, either I don't remember what happened in 511 Kinderheim, either they said what happened and I don't remember, or they never said what the abuse was. Like, what was the experiment anyway? Like, I think it was like to find someone like Johann? Or wait, no, that was the guy, like, afterwards, after Kinderheim, he was trying to find someone like Johann. So I don't think that was the same thing. No, I think, if I'm remembering correctly, 511 Kinderheim was like some sort of government sanctioned thing, orphanage, to find or to like make super soldiers or something, right? Like mindless killers in a way, or like, yeah, to like grow a bunch of super soldiers, I guess, right? Or something like that. It's been a while, honestly. I don't exactly remember, but I think that was the idea by like the government or something. So it makes sense now, right?
Unconscionable.
They're all like,
How could that man do this? He's trying to replicate the very same experiment from 511 Kinderheim.
There's a red light district at the German border. These boys were born there, but were never nurtured. And some were just abandoned by their impoverished mothers. Their business fell off when the Berlin Wall came down.
So you just went there and gathered up all these children for the purpose of continuing your 511 Kinderheim experiment here.
Oh, Mr. Pedrov, I didn't realize you had a guest.
Yes. Don't worry about him. You're convinced I'm continuing with 511 Kinderheim. I will tell you again. I have no need to continue that experiment. That project was a huge success.
Oh yeah? Based on what?
The educational program I created for the experiment. It shaped personalities so they were eager to absorb all kinds of knowledge.
Educational? There was nothing educational about it! That was human experimentation, damn it!
Calm down and think about it for a moment. What is the purpose of education? Isn't it supposed to help people acquire knowledge and skills to become useful members of society? The instructor's main task is to create conditions to stimulate learning. All education is an experiment. At 511 Kinderheim, everyone was challenged to learn. A highly advanced educational system was established.
You did such horrible things, and now you want to justify them?
Horrible things?
Yes! Think about what your advanced protocols did to their minds!
You're a freelance writer. You don't possess the scientific background to critique my procedures.
Ooh, a very, very good argument, or discussion rather. He's not wrong in what he says in terms of what, teachers are supposed to do. Teachers are supposed to, like, facilitate and help children to learn and create some sort of environment, I guess, for the children to learn. Now, he's not wrong on that part, but at the same time, children are very malleable at an early age, right? And that's why most people would say that children should have a carefree childhood, right? They should be able to have fun, essentially do what they want, play with whatever toys that they want, just have fun, right? They shouldn't have any stress on them. But at the same time, by the time that they're like 7 years old, they already have to go to school. Then they have to sit in school for like 7 hours, learning about things, rather memorizing things that they don't care about at all. Then you have to do that for at least 9 years straight. And think about this. And I truly believe that the school system, all the school systems around the world are pretty flawed. Because, like, think about this for a second. A child, right, from 7 years old has to go to school for at least 9 years straight, right? You have to be in school at 8 a.m., okay, to 3 p.m., give or take. Do you get money for this? No? Okay, so what you're telling me, that a child has to go to school, and it's mandatory, right? It's not a privilege. It used to be a privilege, right? Now it's forced, right? You force a child that is like 7 years old to go to school for like 7 hours to learn and force them to memorize things that they don't want to memorize, that they don't care about at all, right? They cannot leave the school or else they get in trouble. They can't express themselves in school. They have to sit there for hours in silence listening to the teacher talk for like 7 hours. And then finally, once they can go home from this prison, then they also still have to do work, homework. And then imagine they didn't pay attention in class for a couple of classes, and then they get a bad grade on their test. And then they get punished for getting a bad grade, not only in school, but also by their parents. And it's like, dude, working a 9-to-5 job is easier, bro. At least you get paid for that. Personally, like, I would change the school system in many different ways. One of the ways that I would change the school system is a monetary reward system. The better you do in school, the more you get paid. Like, legitimately. The higher your grades, the more you get paid. This would heavily motivate children, because a lot of children, they don't have any income. They don't have any allowance. A lot of children don't have allowance. I grew up without any allowance. I got no money. I grew up in a very poor family. I'm still poor. But my point is that if my school was like, hey, if you get good grades, the better grades you get, the more money you get, I would have gotten straight A's. 100%. A system like, let's say, every month, at the end of the month, or at the beginning of the next month, the school checks your grades, right? And then rewards you and pays you a specific, like, monetary amount based off of your grades. There's this anime called Classroom of the Elite, which kind of does that exact thing. And this system, in my opinion, like, yes, it would be expensive for the government, but like, this would help students learn so much more. It would motivate students so much more. It would prepare them for the real world, because it would teach children that if you do a better job working, you're gonna get rewarded more, right? Like, it would teach children to be like, hey, you need to be getting paid and rewarded for doing a job. Now, a lot of people are gonna argue this point, saying, well, education is not really working, right? It's a privilege to be educated. But to that I say, it used to be yes. Not anymore. Sorry to tell you this, but like, that's not how it works anymore. When you were growing up, did you want to go to school? Hell no. And I'm saying monetary gain would motivate the students. 100%. It's not about whether learning in school is a like a forced job or not. It's about motivation, right? Motivate the students, motivate the children. And honestly, forcing them to just go to school for 9 years straight at least, usually more, bear in mind. Most people go to school even longer than that, but like at least 9 years for 7 hours a day, it's like you're doing a full-time job without getting paid as a child.
What's with that look?
What about the incident where the children killed each other? You deny your experiment was the cause of that?
I told you. That happened after I was removed from my position as director. The emergence of an unexpected anomaly threw the entire program out of control.
Unexpected anomaly? Like what?
Like darkness, hatred, apathy, destructive urges. Unfortunately, people easily succumb to these negative forces. Once they get in, they're hard to stop. And soon they possessed all of 511 Kinderheim. Yes, one boy arrived and all that began.
I suppose next you're going to tell me that didn't have anything to do with you.
As I keep telling you, the experiment was very successful.
That's a lie and you know it. All those children at 511 Kinderheim shared a common character flaw. There was one thing they could not do. They were incapable of loving.
An interesting comment. Now then, our little chat is over, and I would like you to leave. Don't even think of telling anyone about this place.
Sorry. You're breaking one of this country's laws. I have to report this to the police. I think you're forgetting you're not in Germany anymore. The Czech Republic is a democracy. They frown upon things like an unauthorized orphanage with an unlicensed director.
That's what this is all about. You're offering to not report me if I cooperate. And I give you all the data from my experiment. What are you planning to do?
You guys want to play some soccer? Well, what are we waiting for?
Where do you think you're going with the boys?
Oh, didn't you hear? We're going out to play some soccer.
Okay. Also, it's football. Fuck you.
Mr. Petrov and I are sort of working out a deal. And I want you guys to help me make the right decision in this matter because it concerns all of you. If I reported him to the proper authorities, then you'd all be free to go. I mean, you'd like to leave, wouldn't you?
Well, asking them is kind of stupid because they don't know any better. Right? It's like Dieter, right? Like, he didn't know any better. He just was told that, hey, the world is a dark and shitty place. You should not expect anything good. And he believes it because, obviously, dude's a child, right? Like, these children, they don't know any better. If their caretaker, who has been their caretaker for the last, like, 10 years or so, their entire life, all their memories being this same caretaker telling them, hey, the world is dark and shitty, they're gonna believe it. Asking them is pointless because they don't know any better. It's like when you ask someone who has eaten shit, literal dog shit, every single day of their entire life, and you ask them, hey, do you want to eat an apple? And they're gonna be like, huh? What's that? And then they're gonna taste an apple. And you know what they're gonna say? Ew, this is disgusting. That's exactly what's gonna happen, because they're not used to it. To them, the dog shit that they eat is something that they've gotten used to. That is their normal, right? They don't even realize that there's actual good food out there.
Happy faces. How can they be so genuinely happy? Possible.
What now? Is he gone? What? Who? Huh? Hmm? Who? Is that Nina? Nina? Huh?
Wow, what a beautiful lady.
Oh my god, she is.
Petrov, I need to know if you altered the
Huh?
What happened? Mr. Petrov!
Get off the floor! Mrs. Adam, please!
Mr. Petrov! Can you hear me?
Woman.
Woman?
Grandpa!
What?
What happened?
What?
Oh, no.
What?
The key, the card, and the secret code number. You'll find them hidden behind the third drawer of my desk. They're for my safe deposit box, where the experiment data and tape can be found.
What tape?
Of an interview with a certain boy, recalling his past under the use of chemically induced hypnotism. That boy is the malevolent monster. His darkness and evil influence
Roll credits.
led 511 Kinderheim to destruction.
It was love.
Yes, it was. That's the new discovery I factored in.
Mr. Petrov, love isn't any new discovery. Parents give it to their children all the time.
It was an experiment.
Huh? But like, what? But like, what? First off, first things first. Did Nina just kill 2 people? Secondly, or rather, 1.2, I guess, or 1.1, this woman did. Shot in the head. Potentially an innocent. Secondly, the old guy dead. In other words, the question is, did Nina just kill 2 people? I don't think she would. She didn't kill. Bear in mind, she didn't kill the literal guy who killed her parents. Well, foster parents, but still, you know, she cared about those guys. She cared about those parents, right? She didn't kill that guy. So I just don't see Nina killing. I don't see Nina killing these 2 people, especially not the woman. Maybe I can see the old guy because, you know, the exact same reason why he's here, right? This old guy was doing some experimentation, but even still, I don't see Nina ever doing this. That's why I'm so confused. And the thing is, if you look here, they never show Nina. Not really. It's blurry. They are showing these angles. Like they show the hair. And it looks like her, kind of. But they don't actually show her face. Which is very interesting, isn't it? And this is what I've said, you know, this is why I've kind of said this before, but like, this is kind of the whole thing where I was like, is Nina and Johan the same person? Right? Now, considering we literally saw them in the same place, literally a few episodes ago, that's out of the window. But, the fact remains that Johan can simply put a wig on and pretend to be Nina. That is still possible. And I would imagine the other way around as well. And so because we don't actively like see her in her entirety, we can assume that maybe this is Johan instead with a wig, but I don't know. I just don't see Nina killing anybody like this. I just don't see it. I don't think she would. So if we go based off of that assumption that Nina would never kill these people, who the fuck is this? Do we know anybody who has blonde hair like this and is pretty? Other than Nina? I don't think we do. I don't know. I mean, I guess we'll see in the next episode. All I can say is that maybe the legs are a little too fat to be Nina's, maybe? Or maybe it's just the angle and how close the camera is to, or how close the legs are to the camera. Maybe. I just don't see Nina ever doing this. But yeah, regardless, I hope you enjoyed episode 41. I don't know what to say. There's no way that Nina just killed 2 people. I refuse to believe it. There's just no way. There's just no way. But I guess we shall see next time.